Hello, welcome back everybody to the Rebel Chums channel, the custom lightsaber review channel on the YouTubes. We have daily and weekly videos, daily live streams where we're playing Battlefront 2 on the daily basis, twice a day. And we also have weekly custom lightsaber reviews, unboxing videos and live discussions. So if you enjoy anything Star Wars related, make sure to subscribe. So we're today gonna take a in-depth look on the new installment of Electrum SabersCraft, the Remnant. This is a beautiful new hill design just released, and we're gonna take a look at it. So what comes with the box before we kick off with the lightsaber itself? It comes with a charger cable to charge up the lightsaber by USB. It comes with two Allen wrench keys, a long one and a short one, and I believe they're identical in size, so that's really nice. And then also, importantly, and I highly recommend you guys to stand still if you get this lightsaber, read the description or the manual, because this saber comes with a manual and you're gonna need it, especially to activate the lightsaber for the first time, taking it out is deep slip mode and flipping that little switch, which we're gonna discuss shortly. Now let's delve right into the lightsaber, shall we? So I'm gonna start with looking at this lightsaber from a distance. And you can already see how beautiful this saber is. It's a very unique design. So first things you already noticed is a whole bunch of things. You first notice the cool new type of emitter, like a really beautiful emitter design. And then we have this grenade section that has a curve in it. So nice gripping section here. Then the next thing your eye is going to catch on to is the new control box, which is a raised control box with on top of it the activation switch that is touchscreen sensitive. And then we have the beautiful Pomo, also a very new design. So let's start with the emitter section. And we're going to take a very good look at the emitter. So as you can see, it's basically having multiple colors and multiple layers. So the outer layer is a anodized alloy that is in a gold anodized color. It has these serrations in there, really nice, really giving that edge to the saber, giving a nice extra layer of dimension and depth. Then we have the retention screw for the blade. And we have a greebly or a screw that is just in there for this shroud piece, because this is a shroud piece, and to hold that in place. And there's another screw for that and another. So there's 3 screws in total holding this shroud in place. Very sturdy. And then inside you see this black piece here, which is black anodized, which is this part here, this whole section. So this shroud goes on top of it. And then this piece underneath it is the black part, which also has the vent holes. You can see my finger poking through it now. So that's really beautiful. And then it goes into a tin neck section, which is one piece, by the way. This black is black anodized, but this one single mil piece, this whole piece here is one piece. So from the emitter, basically this whole section all the way, at least here as I can see, is a single piece. It might actually be an entire single piece all the way to the bottom. I'm not entirely sure yet. We're gonna look a little bit closer in a second, but we're gonna take some more time standing still at the emitter section, as you can see how beautiful that is. It also has a significant improved deep socket. Now that's something that Electrum SabersCraft already had from the beginning. They have deep blade sockets, which are awesome. They're really fantastic. I love deep blade sockets because it really helps to keep the blade nice and tidy inside your hilt, especially when you go dueling or spinning. That is what you want. It really helps. And let's start to take a look how deep that blade socket is, because that is something is often requested. So I got a measure lint here, and we're gonna measure it all the way till we hit the LED unit. So that is nearly 3 inches deep. Woo! That's a deep blade socket. Hope you guys can see that. Let me adjust the screen a little bit. So here we go. This is how deep the blade socket is. So guys, if you get a short blade, let's say you got a 20-inch Shoto blade or something in that line, make sure you understand you're going to lose around 3 inches of that blade which going inside the hilt. So if you want to have a 32-inch blade, I would say get a 36-inch blade and just pop it in there. Then you have a 32-inch blade effectively, I mean, from the tip of the blade till the end of the, or the start of the emitter. And a lot of people also asking me if I could show from what distance the retention screws start. So you know, the entire blade socket depth is 3 inch, and then the retention screw is approximately 0.8 inch in. So at 0.8 inch in, you got the retention screw for the blade. So that means the blade retention screw is 1/3 of the depth of the entire socket. So your blade is being held in place 1/3 of the entire depth that the blade disappears inside the hilt, which is really nice. So we have that out of the way. Then we go to the middle section, and this is really nice. So this is a grenades area, which heavily resembles something like a Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber. You can see the curvature in here. It's really nice. It really lends itself for a nice grip. Because it's curved, you actually feel the difference. And a good example, so let me get another saber that has a grenade section. So just got this saber here. This also has a grenade section. You see, this is a flat surface. This is a Saberforce, what is it? I forgot the name already. Saberforce Exalted, I believe. But it's this flat, and it feels a little bit harsh on the hand because it's bulkier, and because it doesn't flow with your hand. It doesn't have that nice curve in there. So it really does make a difference having a curve in your grenade section, and this saber has that, and it's also substantial thinner than a Saberforce saber, so it's really nice in the hand. Really soft and comfortable, this grenade section, whereas the one that I just showed from Saberforce is really harsh on the hand because it's really rough, sharp edges and whatnot, and this one is super smooth and it's actually super comfortable to hold. A full grip, as you can see with my hands. And I have mid-sized hands, so somebody with big hands, maybe they meet both edges with their hand, like from here to here. But it's a really nice grip. And then we have the awesome control section, which is a raised bar in the same color as the emitter. Now this saber comes in various finishes, so check out the Electrum Sabers website to see the different finishes. It has 2 screws to hold this control plate in place, and on top of that you have the control activation button, from which you also can change colors or change sound fonts with basically anything that's on the Unity board can be done from this control section, or from the app, of course. But if you guys want to see how you can control the lightsaber from the app for iPad or Android, check out my other Electrum Sabers reviews, the either the torrent, or check out the other errant and I forgot the name already. The Aegis reviews, because there I explain exactly how the app works, etc. I'm not going to cover that in this video. So we have the lower part, and this is the lower part that actually really strongly reminds me about Luke Skywalker's hero lightsaber. This lower part where you have the pommel area, then this part itself, this rounded part, looks so much like that, and I love that. It really looks so nice, so classic, beautiful. And then we also have a pommel. Pommel is an interesting design. The Electrum Sabers SabersCraft have a unique way of securing the pommel. So they use a retention screw that screws onto the body of the hilt, and that keeps the whole pommel in place. Now this entire piece is the pommel. We're going to unscrew her shortly and then show that to you guys. This is the cover tech wheel, really nice cover tech wheel. Here you see it, nice and shiny. And then the whole grenade, or the whole bottom section. So we have sweaty fingers. See how beautiful that pommel is. So beautiful, this design. It's really pretty, and it fans sound so well, really well. And then we have a closed pommel end. Again, it's really nice. I really enjoyed it. Oh, sorry. That's really beautiful. And so a few things as you can see. So this whole lightsaber is designed in a certain way. Now, normally the control sections on the lightsaber are somewhere in this area near the emitter or in the middle section, but they actually opted to something more classical like Luke Skywalker lightsaber or Obi-Wan's lightsaber by having the control sections nearing the end of the grip, and I like that. I like that a lot. So this saber feels very homey. Like it feels, it strikes something at home. It feels like something that you recognize it. It feels very familiar, yet it's very different, and that's why I like it so much. It feels like something like an Obi-Wan lightsaber or Luke Skywalker lightsaber, but it's not. It's clearly a very different design, very unique, very its own, but still it has this nice recognition in there, and I just love how they designed that. It's so well thought out. It's just so nice and comfortable to hold that lightsaber like this and flip it on or flip it off, and just hold it in general like this. It doesn't accidentally shut down. Even though I touch the control section now and it lights up, it won't, because it has a security feature built in. Really nice. Okay, now let's take off the pommel, and then we take a closer look on the chassis that's inside here. So to remove that, we just use a retention screw, unscrew the little screw here, and then we can slowly but surely we can take off the entire pommel. And here we go. Here we go. So we're going to take a look at the pommel first. The inside, very beautiful, very pretty, very nice design. I love how it looks like, so nice. It's a single piece so far as I can see. This one is probably pressed in, this pommel end cap, but this whole piece here seems to be one single piece. Very nice. And then we also have the speaker set. So this is the chassis. It says, it's a little bit harder to see because the camera is so bright, but it says Electrum SabersCraft. Yeah, you guys cannot see that. The light is let me see if I can fix that. No, you can't make it out. Either way, just believe me, it's there. So these things, what we're looking at, these black vertical struts, these are the speakers. These are the same speakers that you find in telephones, like in mobile telephones. These are the same type of speakers, and they're really loud and they work really well. And that's really how it works. Now, to charge the saber and to turn it into deep sleep mode, you have here your recharge port. So you stick it into the cable that you just saw in the beginning of the video. You just stick it in there, put it in your computer, and charge up your lightsaber or change values, for example. And we have this flip switch here. It's very tiny, but this very small flip switch that you see here is to turn the lightsaber completely off in deep sleep mode or on. If you want to conserve maximum battery, let's say you want to shelf it as a shelf queen for a longer period of time, then you flip that switch to off, and then it will put the saber in a very deep sleep. And otherwise, you can let the saber go into inactive mode automatically, and then it goes into the more familiar deep sleep mode that you also find on, for example, Plectrolab soundboards or other soundboards. And you can also design where you want to have your cover tag wheel. You want to have it on the bottom, you want it on the top. We're going to put it on the same side, so we're going to put it where it was. Let me see, I believe it's here, so we're going to put it here because I see there's a little thing there. Oh, okay, sorry about that, I got interrupted unfortunately, mother-in-law. So let's put this retention screw back, and we just tighten the screw back into position where you want it, like so, and do it gentle, of course. Don't over put it too strong, like don't tighten it too strong, because that is unnecessary. and see it's back into place. Now, to operate the lightsaber, we're gonna discuss that in a moment, but first I want to do some other measurements for you guys, because we want to know how long the hilt is, we want to know what's the circumference and maybe the thickness. We're gonna discuss that now. So we got a measure lint here, and we're gonna measure the saber from top to bottom. So we're gonna take the tip of the emitter and I'm gonna run this thing down all the way to the bottom, and it's 12 point, I would say 12.4 inches, 12.4 inches long, in from what I can see, as you can see here. That is a really nice hilt length. Not too long, definitely not too short as well. And then we have the dimensions of the hilt. So we're gonna start off with the circumference, and we do that on two sections, on the thinnest area of the grenade section. So we're gonna take it to inches. Yep. And here we go. It's 3.5, well, 4 inches. At its thinnest part, it's 4 inches. And let's say at the control box, how that's of course not very fair, but then you have a little bit of idea how much the control box sticks out and how that relates to the circumference of the hilt when you hold it in your hand. So that's around approximately 4.5 inches. So that's really acceptable actually. That's not too bad. Okay, and we also want to know what is the distance, or what is the diameter of the hilt. So let's see. Let's take it here. So we're gonna do it like this. In the thinnest part, it's around 1.3 inches, 1.3 inches, and then at this thickest part here, we'll do it from here. It's let's see if we can get it nicely zoomed in there. So here it's around 1.5 inches. So around roughly no, that's not true. 1.4 inches, roughly 1.4 inches. Really nice, nice. Well designed hilt, not too fat, not too thin. I would argue it's very close to the dimensions of a Vader's Vault combat class. And now we're gonna weight the saber, because that's also really important to know what the saber actually weighs. Okay, can we? Yep. Okay, we all zeroed in, and see, it's 427 grams. And that comes down to 427 grams, or I think 0.11.4 T, whatever that means. In LB, for you American guys, that means 0.940. So less than an LB, less than a pound. I don't know, I'm very bad with American metrics, so I'm sorry for that. But you can see it's a very respectable weight. It's not heavy at all. It's a little bit more heavy than maybe the Torrent and the Errant, but again, you have a lot more material on this hilt, a lot more design, sturdy materials, thick emitter, and a thick cover, thick pommel. Sorry, I lost my words here. I have that quite often. Sorry, guys. My native language is not Dutch. Is not English. It's Dutch actually. So I at times make mistakes. And although I live here in Hong Kong for a long time, English is never my first language in the way I think and whatnot. So hey, whatever. So next step is do a quick comparison with another lightsaber. So we have a contrast. I'm gonna grab my awesome dark side. Our dark side saber. This is the Kaizen saber, dark saber, and you can see it measures up pretty nice. The remnant is a bit shorter than the dark side saber. I did a review on this saber as well, so check it out if you are interested in that. So that's really nice. And then, well, we added, because I already had it in front of me, this is a Saber Forts, Poopy saber. I keep forgetting the name, it's just so insignificant to me, so much drama with this one. But you can see it's definitely longer than this one. This one is already quite long in my personal feeling, but when I hold the Remnant because of its sleekness design. I don't feel it's as big, and this saber is way heavier, by the way. To change the colors of the RGB, you can do that either from the Unity app that you can download for Android or iPhone, or you can do it from the control section right here on the lightsaber. Now of course you have a little bit less options doing things from the lightsaber itself than you can do with the Unity app for either Android or iPhone. But still, you can do things on the fly, which is really important, really convenient. If you're outside, out and about, you want to change the main color, you want to change the sound fonts, you can do it from here. So how I do it, I just flip on the switch. So we just flip it up, turn on the saber, having a light purple now with a flash on class in white. Oh. So lock up sound. I just restart the saber for a second. Okay, so now we hold this button in the middle for a few seconds till we hear sound. Now we hear the sound, now we can change the color. So I changed it to white, purple, so many colors. It's really easy, really convenient to do that. So I can toggle between a whole bunch of colors on the fly. And let's say I want this, I'm a big fan of cyan, so I want to get cyan. Let me see. Cyan, purple, oh, really beautiful colors, by the way. Yeah, so I want to cyan, that's it. And let's say I don't like the sound font. Now in this case I only use one sound font loaded to the saber, but to change the sound fonts you push down on the down button basically. Here we go. Mantle of the Force. Mantle of the Force. And now we have another sound font. It's that easy. Mantle of the Force. Okay, so we have two sound fonts in this case. Okay, and then I turn on the saber. And that's it. It's saved automatically. So this sound font and this color of the blade is now saved. So I turn it on. Starts on in this awesome cyan. Ooh, this sound font is awesome, by the way. So these sound fonts are made by Lord Blako. Arguably he's arguably the best sound font maker from everybody that makes sound fonts. He's one of the very best, together with Star Nova, GS, was it Rob Pakatu? Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Those are one of the very best ones. There's also Saber Baron, also fantastic, and I forgot the BB8 sound font maker. Those are ones of the very best ones. There's also a few popular ones out there, but they rip all sound fonts. You can find them on the Saberforge Sabercore. Those often are like straight up rips from other sound fonts, or they're from movies ripped audio files. So I feel like that's not really sound font making. Like, these guys are really spending a lot of time making high-end sound fonts, and I really dig that. So really awesome. Let me turn off the light really quick. So you can see, nice and bright, super bright lightsaber. Nice sensitive soundboard. The lock-up sound effect. So this soundboard has a whole bunch of features, including certain features that are based on motion. I don't know exactly how to use them yet, but I believe you need to use the saber in a certain motion and hold it in a certain way to do that. Mantle of the Force. And by flip of the switch, just change the sound font. Really nice. I need to learn how to do it, but there's apparently a whole bunch of modes that you can activate by actually doing motions during like sparring or let's say choreography type of game sessions. Really awesome. Anyway guys, this was my review. Really awesome. So this lightsaber is just fantastic as a two-hander. You can see how well I can manipulate the lightsaber. I can attack and basically have a lot of gripping area. So you can see I can choke it near the emitter. I have this knife section here. I can hold it like this with the cover tech wheel up, and then having the control section on the bottom, or have the control section under my hand palm. It's really actually not bad. There's no sharp edges on the control box, so it's really smooth and it really disappears under your hand. It doesn't feel like it's obstructing anything in the lightsaber feeling. They really designed it that way. They wanted to have that control box not obstructing your feeling when you're holding it, when you're dueling it, and they did this really fantastic job. The balance is also quite nice. It's around the emitter section here. So now of course it depends on what length blade you use. In this case I'm using a 32-inch Vader's Fall blade, which is shortened to 31-inch now and 30-inch now because the blade socket is 3-inch deep. So yeah, very nice. It works really intuitive. Really nice, guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful lightsaber. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know in the comments if you're gonna pick one up, or if you're gonna consider one, and what you think about it in general. Again, see you guys later, and as always, stay scummy.